Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today I would like to show you my PSA collection. Recently I started to buy some PSA cards, Pokemon. I just received the last one, so I am done with the ones I wanted to get for now. And I thought, why not show it to you, see if you find any card that you yourself might want and might get, and you might decide that, oh, I really like this artwork, maybe I will get it for myself. Most of these cards I got because I really like the artwork, but most importantly, I wanted to have the artwork encapsulated to have that certainty that PSA guarantees. So let's start off with the first card that I have. I will be doing this chronologically by the year, so we'll start with 1998. This is Uyama's Pikachu series. This card it should stand out because it's so different from the traditional Pokemon cards. You have this very wavy comic artwork of Pikachu. I have no idea what he's saying, but when I look at the card, I think that he must be extremely relaxed by the summer, or perhaps even some sort of sigh of relief that he's making. Also very cool to see I think this is the artist that drew the card here. So this is a mint card, grade 9. And what also stood out to me was the back of the card. It has the original Ken Sugimori artwork from the Pokemon Red and Blue video games. And those are just absolutely one of my favorite artworks, especially the fat Pikachu, the Squirtle. One of my favorite cards. One of my favorite artworks of all time. But this card, I really had to get it once once you see it. I haven't checked if there's other artwork like this, but this one, it's Pikachu, so you can't go wrong with Pikachu. Next, I got this one. It's the Gyarados from base set Unlimited. Why did I get this? Well, Gyarados has this really badass look on his face. The art, it's a very distinct card. Most people that were around back in the day remember this card. What else? Yeah, I got this one locally actually, so someone had got it, and that would save me a lot of shipping and taxes. So I thought, why not get it here directly? It's not one of my favorite cards, but I still appreciate the artwork a lot, and it's one of those classics that I remember having back when I was a kid. Next is a Pikachu first edition Shadowless card. I had never even heard about Shadowless cards until I picked up the hobby again some months ago, and I thought I really wanted to have one of the Shadowless cards, at least one. And I thought, why not get the Pikachu, which is one of the most recognizable cards, especially the little fat version here. Very good. I mean, it's a first edition, so you can't really go wrong. But something that I also noticed was that this, I don't know if you can see, but it's sort of slightly, the stamp is a bit off, so I don't know if that was on purpose or it's just a little misprint. Anyway, I've always had Pikachus, but never a first edition Shadowless, so now I can say I finally have one from my collection. Next, we have Dragonite. And actually, this will probably sound dumb, but until a few moments ago when I was looking at the card, really appreciating it, and looking at the holo, there was something about the light that I have here that it never happened before, but I could actually see depth in the holo. The way the stars are set up, I don't think you can see in the video, but the way I was seeing it, it looked like there was a 3D effect by the holo. So if you have a card like with this sort of holo pattern, you should give it a try and see if you can see it. Or maybe that's just me being dumb. In any case, fossil set, very cool card. I guess this is the equivalent of the Charizard of that set. One of the most recognizable cards. Let's see if we can zoom in a bit. Yeah. Very cute looking, like thoughtful. he's almost like, in my opinion, he's like, oh, did I do something wrong? That expression is quite funny. And yeah, first edition. Then I got another Dragonite, this time the Dark Dragonite. That's another card that I always wanted to get, and I was undecided between getting the PSA version or not, but I thought, why not? Because it's Dragonite is just such a powerful Pokemon in general. It has this aura around it because it's a dragon Pokemon. He's very powerful. Yeah, not much to say about this one. I would guess that I actually still prefer this design over this other one, but they're both Dragonites and they're quite cool. This was actually the first PSA that I bought. Brock. I always wanted to have Brock and Misty. I will show you Misty. I don't have it as a PSA, but I will show you Misty in another video. The Misty cards that I have. But the Brock just looks quite cool here, in my opinion. Arms folded, ready for a gym challenge. And again, another first edition. Most of the PSAs I've bought, you will see they're either 9 or 10 more rarely, but mostly 9. I usually don't think it's that important, for me at least, to get the actual absolutely gem mint, because the price difference is so big for it. This Raichu, I actually had never seen it until I found it online. I had never seen this design. I didn't know they had made a Raichu for Neo Revelation, and I thought it was quite cool. Maybe the background, not my favorite, but the pose that he's in, ready to charge, I thought that was quite cool. So another one for the collection. Whoops. Next, I wanted to get an Umbreon, and this is actually the only one that I had found yet that I really enjoyed. There was another one also from one of the Neo sets where it's sitting down, but this one I really enjoyed. The way the ears and the tail are on alert mode, and the way this background also plays with the Espeon card. Both of these were introduced for the first time in, I think, New Discovery. Something also that stood out to me, other than the beautiful artwork, was how the black first edition stamp works on a black background. So you can see that it's somewhat strange. It's not the best looking, but it's unusual, and I thought that was cool. One of my very favorite artworks, I think. Next was probably the most expensive PSA card that I got. That's right, that is a Shining Raichu first edition. I had to save up quite a bit to get this one. I had decided early on I wanted at least one Shining card, and at least PSA graded, so I could be somewhat sure that it would be protected. And out of all the ones that I saw, Raichu, this one was absolutely my favorite. Just the whole color with the blue and the yellow works really well for me, and also the profile that he's in. Also, just the card itself. The Shining cards are always very fun in the way they have the holo in the Pokemon itself. This one in particular actually had a little bit of damage here, but I don't think nothing too bad came out of it. There's scratches in the surface. So it's been around. This card has been around places. But yeah, one of my most expensive ones, but definitely worth it. It's just very nice to look at. And then you'll notice that I got already 2 Raichus, and then I found another one that I liked, which is actually this one that I also didn't know existed. The Expedition Raichu. Very fun and friendly face. I mean, if you compare with this one, where it's a more aggressive one, and this one is almost like a baby Raichu, I would say. In general, these the E-card series or the E-series, I never really got into them until recently, and I'm now discovering the beautiful artwork that they made. Also very cool was the holo on the E part as well, that also is quite shiny. And the stars, everything looks so funny. Not funny, fun. It looks so fun in this card. So I thought it was worth it. And then I had to get me a Charizard. But like I said, I was discovering the E-Series and I found this really cool Charizard. And I think there's quite the similarity in the... well, first of all, it's the same artist. So you have Atsuko Nishida. Let's see if we can focus. But yeah, it's a very distinct sort of painting. And it also looks somewhat not as aggressive as there's another Charizard that you will see that it's very distinct from this one, but this one is kind of friendly. It looks like it's ready to attack, but it still somehow looks friendly. And this is a reverse foil. I thought that looked cool to have the red as the shiny part. You can see here. So I had to get this one as well. Next is a Feraligatr, and Mitsushiro Arita has become one of my favorite artists because the way he draws the background around the Pokemon is so cool. Like, you could just imagine you going around in a swamp in the Amazon or something like that, or in a marshland, and you could just come across this creature and you would be absolutely terrified. The way that he's portrayed, it's not doesn't remind you so much as a nice friendly Pokemon like Pikachu. It's more like an actual animal that is out there and it could kill you and eat you. So I really like this. It kind of reminds me of the sort of Magic the Gathering designs, a bit more adult designs, and I really like that sort of design, so I had to get it. And of course, when I played Pokemon Silver and Gold, I always started with Totodile, sorry, and eventually I would always get Feraligatr, so I was very comfortable making this decision. Next is another E-Series card, it's Mew. And you will see in another video some of my other Mews, but this one really stood out to me in the way that it's drawn. It's a very cute and nice design, very beautiful background, and the lighting of it as well, the way the Mew shines around the background. This is also one of the very first PSAs that I actually ordered. But I really like the artwork on this one. It's one of my favorite Mew artworks, I would say. And then we have the other Charizard I was mentioning earlier. So you can really see, comparing the two, how different, how they feel like a different animal altogether. One of them looks very harmless, and the other one is just ready to strike. It's like a flying dragon ready to terrorize a village. And I mean, just the whole fireball coming out of his mouth as well. It's very, very awesome. I really like this artwork. On top of that already amazing artwork, you have this distinct fire pattern in the card itself, which I had never seen before because this is one of the newer cards that I don't know so much about. So when I found out this card, I really had to get it. I don't know this artist so much, so I'll have to check. His name is Tokiya, I think. Yeah, Tokiya. So I'll have to see if he has other cards like this, because if he does, then I might just have to get them. It's that mature feeling I was telling you earlier about. It's very Magic the Gathering feely, animal danger portrayal of a Pokemon, which I quite like. And lastly is a promo card that I actually got from a eBay vendor called SM Pratt. He also has his YouTube channel, and I watch all of his videos. But what struck me very interesting about it is how they took this Japanese artist. I think she is Nicole Fujita. Didn't know much about her, but then saw a couple of videos and thought she was quite funny in her performances. And then they had this really strange, in my opinion, Pikachu. I mean, if you compare it to the original base card Pikachu, this is so much different. It looks like something else. Even the tail is rounded in a very different way that we have come to expect from Pikachu. I don't know what symbols they are doing. I guess that is her trademark, to hold the hand like this. But another thing that really struck me hard about the card was all this. Do you see the heart symbols? Like the Charizard before, and you can almost see they emerging, like it's almost animated when I do it like this. So that was also very cool. Not particularly fond of maybe this part here on the sides, but I do enjoy the fact that it's well, it's not hand signed, but the signature itself is incorporated in the cards. So I thought that was quite nice. And there you go. That was my PSA collection. Right now, I am not really looking forward to buying anymore. There's none that really captured my attention, and I have already blown my budget too much getting all of these. So it might take a while until I do another video with PSA cards, because I have not bought any, I'm not expecting any, and I'm not really looking forward to getting any in the short to mid-term time period. So I hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next video.